So my next one's going to be with Kevin. Kevin was also in the first class for our group. This is the first time that we did this, so like I said, I wanted to get a couple people's opinions. First of all, what got you interested in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen it on the internet a lot, and like, I don't know, it just seemed like a good workout, and then just the ability to just have self-defense seems interesting, and then I don't know, the discipline aspect of it, the different little like things of respect and just discipline in both the movements and practice. Interesting.
So you went through the 6 weeks, and I think did you do pretty much every? I think you did pretty much every class, right? Or
Yep, I was here every day.
Nice, yeah. And so overall thoughts with the program. I know, like I said, this is the first time that we've done it. Previously, we've had people come into the big group. I think this is probably a better way for us to be doing it. Your overall thoughts with that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know much, but I think it was shocking that like this was the first class. Like going into it like without any of this would be kind of overwhelming for sure, because you learned a lot of the basics and it was really helpful with all the moves, the starting moves, and then also again like how to train. I know some of the coaches talk about like the newer students, they like kind of go full blown and they're flailing, and some people get injured. Just stuff like that. Like going into it without this, I was kind of like, whoa, like this wasn't a thing, sort of.
Yeah. And that you know, the way that we had it before, and we still have it, like, so when you move on to this, it'll be, you know, we're going to give you a curriculum of things that we want you to work on individually, and so you'll be working on those individually. But yeah, it's we always thought, you know, it was okay, this would have been enough to let that person kind of assimilate into the class, and it clearly, like, just having you guys do this, you guys did such a good job with it that this is clearly probably the way that we're going to keep going with it. Overall, other thoughts about the program? Anything you would have changed, or anything that you liked, didn't like?
No, I mean, I loved it all. The coaches were super helpful, super nice, both in class and enrolling after. I know the first time I was like kind of like, oh, like I don't want to take your time. They're like, no, take all the time you need. Like I liked coach and I liked to like roll and get practice, and so that was helpful. And yeah, I know the coaches were awesome. So.
Yeah. No, usually when, especially, you know, even when you continue, if you grab a senior person and you have a good formulated question, so like when you go in and say, okay, I'm trying to do this and this keeps happening, that's great. Like you're going to have pretty much everybody here wanting to give their feedback or ways to be able to fix that. If you go and you say, oh, I can't get out of, you know, I can't get out of mount or whatever, they might ask you for more specific details going forward, whereas it's like, okay, what's happening? But that's just so they can give you a more informed answer a lot of times. And so that's, you'll see guys here for an hour and a half after every class, rolling and then, you know, trying to get better. And I think that's a huge, I think that's where most of your learning ends up happening.
Yeah, I agree. I learned the most from because they kick your butt sometimes, but they don't just do it and then not tell you anything. They tell you what just happened, what you can do to prevent it, that sort of thing. So yeah, you definitely learn the most after class.
Yeah, you're putting yourself into that situation. Had you done any wrestling stuff before or anything like that?
No. This is kind of my first experience. But.
Yeah, and so it's weird. Like once you get into that, it's way harder than like you're trying to defend yourself. Where you're like, okay, now I know what I'm supposed to do, but then somebody's resisting against you, and it's crazy how much harder it is. So, and then after, like, once you have like 6 months of experience compared to somebody else that's brand new, it's crazy to me how easily you're able to control that person. Be it, you know, if you're bigger, smaller, or whatever. Like it's really kind of crazy, like how much leverage you can have over that person that doesn't know kind of what's going on.
Yeah. I think going live, it's like adapting because it's not training or everything's controlled. There's different scenarios, so kind of adapting and getting to where you want.
Exactly.
So, I love that.
Yeah, because it's all going to be like it's weird because you start out doing jiu-jitsu and you're learning techniques, and then the more that you do the techniques, you find out that these techniques are really just an overall arching concept that then you can kind of take everywhere and
broaden it.
Exactly. Yeah. So. Well, thank you very much for sitting down with me for a little bit. I do hope that you continue with the regular classes and going from there. But yeah, and thank you very much for doing all the classes. I know that was one of the things. If we can get somebody to come in and try all the classes, usually that helps, because the biggest thing is obviously the intimidation factor of coming in here and getting used to it. So
yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.